Hey there, Stampers. Welcome to a surprise Facebook Live. I'm actually just going to update my iPad here. I was coming downstairs to craft because my family is off doing their own thing. And I realized that I had not used the December 2019 Something for Everything Paper Pumpkin Kit yet. And normally what I do when I get my paper pumpkin kits is I do a scrapbook layout. So I thought I would just pop in and do a surprise live on this Sunday afternoon while they're off doing their own thing. So be sure to say hi when you join in. I know it's a Sunday afternoon, everybody's off doing their own thing, especially because it's the Sunday before everybody heads back to work and school after the holidays. So I'm sure everybody's off doing their own thing, but I'll sit here and talk to myself. Okay. So this is the kit. So it's intended to make 12 cards, I think, for each of 3 different designs. So what I've done is I've pulled out a sheet of the stickers, these die cuts that are in the kit, a sheet of these stickers, one of the envelopes, and then one of each of the card bases that I'm going to use. Hey, Kim. So I've got lots of different patterned papers to choose from because the card bases are all different patterns, and then the backs of the cards are different colored cardstock. So I didn't even need to pull out any colored cardstock. However, I did pull out just a scrap of early espresso because I thought I might use that. My photo is actually one that's printed in sepia tones back from 2011. Or 2010, I can't remember, I'll have to look back at my notes and see, but I thought it would be nice to pull in a dark color, and I did not want to pull in black because the photo's printed in browns. So I've got those from the paper pumpkin kit, and then also the little embellishments that come with the kit. And then I also pulled out some coordinating DSP. So there is always, on the instruction sheet, it always says the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So crushed curry, grapefruit grove, old olive, shaded spruce, and terracotta tile. So I pulled out all of those ink pads so that I would have a selection of ink pads. And then I went through some DSP to try to figure out what I might want to use. So I pulled out this DSP. So that's the back side. And this is from it's called Woven Threads Designer Series Paper Pack. So this is from the annual catalog, and this is terracotta tile. So it's one of the colors that coordinate. I also pulled out, because there are gold accents in this kit, I pulled out some of the Celebration DSP, the Golden Honey Specialty DSP, and I did not want to pull in black because, again, my photo is done in sepia tones. So I pulled out the 3 patterns that are just white and gold. So I've got a little scrap of this adorable bee pattern, the honeycomb, and then also this dashed patterned paper. So the backs of these all are black and white. So I won't use the back side, but they are beautiful. And then I also pulled out that yellow stripe, which is from the Follow Your Art Designer Series paper. Hey, Sheila. So I pulled out that because it's got crushed curry. So the back is, I think that's Calypso Coral and Bermuda Bay or Coastal Cabana probably. So I pulled out that as well. So those are the pattern papers that I kind of pulled out to coordinate. And then of course, I almost always start with a white 12x12 base. So those are the papers and pieces. And then for those of you who watch my scrapbooking process videos, you know that I have 3 boxes of kind of bits and pieces. So I went through those boxes and pulled out some other things that kind of coordinate. Some of these things I might use, some of these things I won't use. But I pulled them out just so that I have some options. So I've got some crushed curry stickers that are from an old kit. I don't even remember what kit this was from. There's some gold stickers. I think this was from an old Project Life kit. There's some gold stickers on a clear base that I pulled out. Again, these are more probably from the same kit. This is not Stampin' Up, but I liked this love and I liked the heart. They're a little bit of a different color. If I pull in the terracotta, it's close enough. So I pulled that in. I've got some clear stickers that are on white that I thought might look kind of good. I liked this Hello Life. The arrows are all gone. The ampersand is nice. And then there's a few other just little bits and pieces that I might use. This one, Old Olive, the leaves, I think are in Old Olives, and that little heart. So I thought that might work. I also pulled this out because this is yellow, and I thought if I needed a little bit of yellow, I think that's daffodil, but I pulled it out anyways. And then I had extra pieces of these. Grapefruit Grove is another color that's in the kit. So I pulled out these. I likely won't use the feather because the layout that I have in my mind, it might be a bit big, and I don't know that I'll use the leaves either. But who knows? I could punch things out of them because I do like the variegation in the color. And then I've got these smaller leaves, which I might put to use. Okay, and then the other thing that I did pull out is I pulled out the Honeybee bundle from the mini catalog. I love this bundle. I've been playing with this a lot actually, and it is super, super cute. And I thought because flowers are the accents in this kit, you could definitely add some honeybees in there. So I thought that might be a nice little accent. And then last thing is I went through some scraps of ribbon that I have. I've got some old olive twine left over that is now retired. This was from a past paper pumpkin kit. I have a tiny little bit of that left. And then I just pulled out some white twine. So one of my goals this year is to really use up some of these bits and pieces that I have laying around. So I love this way of scrapbooking, and doing these scrapbook lives it helps me get through that. And then I wanted to share another thing that I did to help me get through some of my scrapbooking this year. So I have this notebook, and it's kind of my project notebook. And I did a scrapbook album section. So I have shared in the past a huge scrapbooking project that I did a number of years ago. It was probably 4 or 5 years ago now. So I have a ton of albums, and all my photos and my finished pages are all organized in chronological order by year. Okay. And they're all downstairs until the album is completed, and then it moves upstairs where people can flip through them. I mean, people are more than welcome to flip through them down here as well, but I was finding that nobody ever came down and looked through them unless I happened to have them out on the table and was working on them. So I moved them upstairs, and then they get looked at a lot more. So I have bits and pieces that need to get done in each of those albums that are still left downstairs. Hey, Shauna. So I wanted to go through and make a list of everything that needed to be done in each one of those albums. So I've got the year of the album and then what needs to be done. So I have a swimming lesson layout, and it needs to be a 12 by 12 layout. There's a page filler that needs to be done. Title pages. There's just journaling on some of the pages that need to be done. So this 2003 is almost done. So I went through all of the albums that I have left. So now I have a list, and I know exactly what needs to be done. So what I did was I looked at this kit. So now I know the colors, and I know that it's florally. So I went through my list and found something that needed to be done that I thought the photo might work well with these pieces. And I think it was 2010. Yeah, this one here, J&E. I abbreviate my kids' names with J&E. Tree and sepia tones, 2-page spread. So I'm gonna do 1 page today. So this is the photo. And then I have another photo of my son. I'll do a facing page. I'm not sure why I trimmed this one down. But look at that. Isn't he adorable? So this one is 4 by 6, and these pages will go opposite each other. So I will do off camera, I will do another page and make it use the same products, but make it a little bit more masculine for him, but so that both coordinate. And then my other intention to use with this kit is to do a 3rd page, but it will be a title page, because I have lots of albums that need title pages. All right. Hey, Barb, where are you saying hi from? Somewhere across the world? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is, Okay, I'm going to start with my 12 by 12, and I kind of have this idea. I've been wanting to do a scrapbook page with a little bit of a border along the top and the bottom. So I'm gonna take this paper and trim, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch, and 2 strips, and put them at the top and the bottom. And I want my stripes going up and down. I don't want them this way because then I won't get that variegation. So let's pull in my paper cutter. I'm gonna do that first. Singapore, 15 hours difference, my goodness. Well, I wonder, well, actually no, because I have some people who watch from Australia, so you may not be the furthest away who have watched my videos, but you are pretty darn far away. What's the weather like there? Okay, so I'm cutting 2 1/2 inch strips, and we'll just set that aside. And this is gonna go on the top and the bottom, and I'm not even gonna think about it, I'm committing. That's another one of these videos have been really good for me because I don't overthink things. I just do it. Okay, I need to turn it sideways so I can have a better. 31, wow, nice. Well, enjoy. What do you have planned for today? Or I guess, yeah, it would be morning there, right? If it's 15 hours difference. So what do you guys have planned for today? Okay, and then I'll add this one along the bottom. Just like this. Okay, so that's going to be the base. Now what I want to do is I want to map my photo with a few different patterns and colors. I want to kind of pull everything all together. Oh, I forgot to mention a few other things that I brought out. I brought out a few more embellishments as well. These little buttons, they're in Grapefruit Grove, and I can't remember what color this is, but I figured if I put it on the green, it would pull that shaded spruce color. And then I pulled out some doilies in a few coordinating colors as well. Whether I use them or not, I don't know. But like I said, I just like to pull out lots of different options, especially when I'm doing a live video so that I don't have to go digging for things. Okay, so I definitely want to pull in some of these colors. Maybe some of the green. Maybe the floral. This in between, or do we want yellow in between? So I'm going to do lots of layering. Okay, so let's play around with that. So I'm going to stick, so this early espresso, this is an odd size photo. I didn't even measure. I have no idea what size it is. This piece of early espresso is embossed with the subtle embossing folder. I just went into my scrap bin and pulled out a size that was just slightly larger than the photo. So I'm not even gonna measure, I'm just eyeballing. I just want there to be a relatively even border all the way around. Okay, so for that one, and then let's do this one. For this one, I'm gonna cut, separate that, and then you love the paper that I'm using. This one here, this is one of the card bases from the Paper Pumpkin kit. I'm so brave for committing. You know what? I have learned over the years, I used to be like that, Shauna. I would just, I would hum and haw, and it would take me hours and hours to finish a layout. And some days I'd have to let it sit because I just couldn't commit. And now I realized that, you know what? I'm not getting anything done doing that. And I really have a goal. I want to get caught up on my scrapbooking. I want to finish my scrapbook so that I can do the projects that, you know, some different projects. So that is really one of my goals that I've set for myself. Is that too much yellow if I do that whole thing in yellow? maybe behind that. Let's trim this. Okay, let's stick this down. Oh, and of course my fast fuse is out. Okay. All right, so let's get rid of this. Change this out. Get rid of that gummed up bit that always seems to accumulate there. Okay, so I want there to be just a little bit of a floral border, even on the top and the bottom. And then I'll trim this down just a little bit so that it's about the same. Oh, it's a little smaller, but that's okay. Nobody will notice. Okay, and then this one I want to be all the way around and just a smidge. So we'll add adhesive to all of this. Well, I'm glad you enjoy my videos. I've had lots of positive feedback about enjoying seeing the process, so, and I enjoy doing them. Okay, so then I want just that little bit of yellow showing here, and then even this up a little bit. Okay, and then let's see, I do want to add some green in here. Do I want to add, oh, I've got this honeycomb one too. Maybe I need some more white. No, I might have a different plan. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to, okay, I really want to add some green. I'm not sure about the stripe yet. So this measures a little bit bigger than 4 1/4. Let's cut it down to 4. And then I'm going to do 2 2-inch strips. Or do I want them wider? No, I think I want them wider. This is 5 1/2, so I'm going to do 2 2 3/4 inch strips. And, okay, so I'm thinking that those will be flagged and those will go under there. Let's see, do I want to add a little bit of this in here? I think this is what I struggle with, and I think I've mentioned that before, that just layering, I try not to overthink it. I'm just not sure about that green. Might have to pull in some more green in a different way. I do like more of this coral. Okay, so how much of a border, coral border, do I want? That way? I think it does need to be this way. Okay, let's make it a bit bigger. This is a wonky. Okay, and this one I want to be a little bit wider. So I'm going to stick that down and just eyeball it. Let's do it this way first. Okay. So, and I purposely did not put adhesive close to the edges. So if I want to go back and I want to tuck in some more of these colors, or if I want to, maybe I want to add a floral over here, I can do that. Excuse me. All right, so let's move this out of the way and see what we've got going here. Okay, that green really stands out. Definitely need to add some more green. Okay, let's flag the ends of these. I need my bigger scissors. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just trimming up the middle, and then going from point to point to meet at the top of that line, and then I will use that as my guide and make the other one the same. Oh, I'm glad it's a good surprise, Christine. Did you have a good Christmas? Did you go home for Christmas, Christine? Oh, it's Karen that said that. Sorry, I read Christine. What's the temperature like in Penticton, Karen? Okay. So I'm thinking something like this. And I do want a little bit more space over here because I want to add some embellishing over here. So I'll probably add a nice big gold piece here. No, I don't like that color. Let's see, what kind of pieces did we get in the kit here? Okay, and now I've pulled in that color. It's not a ton of old olive. I could do that big circle. Or I could pull in the honeycomb shape too. Let's see. We've got the doilies too. Let's see. Okay, I like that. So let's cut this in half. I will have doily sticking out both sides, or maybe just one side. This piece is throwing me off. Let's see, maybe if I pulled in, maybe if I did this piece, that would pull in that green. That's better. Okay, so I know some of you are Paper Pumpkin subscribers, but maybe not all of you. For those who may not be aware, Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription kit that Stampin' Up! Offers, and every month it's a surprise. We never know what we're getting. Sometimes they have started giving us hints a little bit more often, and it's wonderful. It's a great kit because first of all, I love the idea that it's a surprise, but you get, everything is pre-done for you. So if you need something quick and easy, or want to take a project on the road, if you're going camping or if you're going on holidays and you want that creative fix, you can definitely do that with Paper Pumpkin. Everything just comes in a nice little box. So it's easy to, oh, that would be a good idea. It's easy to craft on the go, and I love that it gives you all these extra little bits and pieces. I generally don't make cards with them. I will turn around and scrapbook with them just like I'm doing now. They're great for scrapbookers as well. Let's maybe tuck that underneath the yellow. Okay, that's not even. And I'm gonna rip it. Okay. Maybe we double up our doily to make it look a little bit more full. There we go. Problem solved. And during celebration is a great time to buy a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription, because if you purchase 3, 6, or 12 months, you qualify for a celebration product, and free product is always a good thing. Okay, let's see. All right, so I looked at the stamp set, and there's really only one that I would use that's in here. It's a great stamp set because there's lots of different greetings. So if you're doing cards, it is perfect for cards, but there's one that says love you lots. So I'm gonna take that one out. I will use that, and I think these little flowers will be cute as well. So we're gonna do a bit of stamping now. Let me grab some blocks. Okay. All right. So this one, we are going to stamp some flowers, and I might do it, actually, I think I'm going to do it in the grapefruit. So the ink color that came with this kit is the little terracotta tile Stampin' Spot. But I'm going to use this lighter grapefruit color that's in here. And I'm going to stamp some flowers. Now what I like to do when I have a new stamp is I always stamp it on scrap paper first. Okay, it stamps nicely. I don't need my paper piercing pad. I don't need to clean it first. I don't need to stamp it in Versamark. Sometimes I find that photopolymers, especially if it's a bold image, sometimes you don't get a nice, clean, crisp. Kayla says, oh, you have fast fuse left. I'm jealous. I know, I love my fast fuse. I only have a few left, so I'm being very stingy with it and only using it for scrapbooking now. Sometimes I find if you stamp it in Versamark and then clean it and then use it, it gives you a nice cleaner impression. Okay, so I want to stamp, I'm going to do a cluster here and then probably just a smaller cluster over here and perhaps another one down here. So I'm just going to kind of stamp that with that in mind. And I kind of want variegated shades. And that is a bit too symmetrical for me. Okay, might have to add something else in there. Okay. All right. So I have to do something down there. I'm not a huge fan of the way that cluster is. And you know what? It's possible that most of it gets covered over anyways. Just thought of something. This might be cool to add down here as my third cluster. Okay, I'll have to remember that. All right. And then I will do Love You Lots on probably one of these. Maybe one with a gold. Oh, and my iPad's gonna die. What color should I do it in? I might do it in the early espresso, but I'll wait and see where I end up putting that. Okay, so I think I'm going to, what do I want to do here? Got this beautiful gold. Do I want to put this down here? Can you guys see the bottom of my page? Yeah. And then add this really pretty cluster over top. Let's see, what do the cards look like? Okay, so they added, this was underneath and then the gold. And then they added the greeting on top. I want to add some flowers. Okay, so if I did that, I'm not gonna push it down yet because I'm not 100% sure that I want to commit to that. And then I'm gonna take one of these flowers and I wanna pop this up. So when I use stickers and I wanna pop them up on dimensionals, what I use is I use my embossing buddy and I just tap them on there to get most of that stickiness off. It doesn't have to completely come off. Okay, so I'm thinking that will go on there. I do need a bit of gold underneath that. Oh, hang on, I was going to add that onto there with a couple leaves. That would be nice. That would be a nice little accent on there. Okay, so let's do that. So I'll push that down, peel this back up. I tell you, the bits and pieces from Paper Pumpkin sure make putting a layout together so quick and easy. I mean, I love my stamps, but you can't stamp and do clusters like this, stamp and die cut as quickly as you can with things that are already pre-done for you. Okay, there's a few pieces that need to be poked out here. Thank you, Kayla. All right, now I got them stuck all over my fingers. Look how pretty that is. I hadn't really looked at this. I did open it when it came in, but because of Christmas, I just didn't have time to do much with it. It's a very pretty kit. Okay, I'm looking for my dimensionals, which also come in the kit. I love that they do that. So that will go on. Let's do it like that. And then we'll add a couple leaves. And again, I'm going to de-stick them on my embossing buddy. But I'm not going to use a dimensional. I just wanted to curl them up a little bit, and I don't have my bone folder with me. So I am just going to add just a touch of fast fuse on there. And we'll do another one. And just curl it up. Your kit is still untouched, Christine? Well, there you go. You'll have a layout idea after this then, if you want to create a layout with it. Do you find because you're a scrapbooker, do you find that you mostly make cards out of them, or do you scrapbook with them? Okay, that looks cute. I like it. All right, let's see. I want to pull some gold in up here. So I could use this big one here, but I guess we need to stick these things down. So I'm gonna need to commit. So first thing, let's add these things to it, to the back. That looks about right. Looks about right. Okay, so then I can add those on there. And again, I'm not going to apply adhesive too close to the edge. That gives me the freedom to tuck if I want to. Okay, I do want this to be kind of in the center. I want to make sure it's straight. I think it's straight. And then this, I want it offset just a little bit to the right. Okay, so kind of like that. I think that's straight. It's hard to tell with those lines that aren't perfectly straight on there. And then I can add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this carefully so I don't tear my doily. I guess I should stick this doily down. So for those of you who joined a little bit late, I had put this in what I thought was the center of the doily, and it didn't turn out to be the center of the doily, so I cut the doily in half and just kind of doubled it up to make it a little bit more full on one end. There's always a creative solution to something, to a problem that arises. Okay, I'm liking it so far. So we need a little bit of this green up here. We need some gold here. We'll need some gold up here. Let's see. So I'm gonna do the Love You Lots. Okay, I think I'm still gonna hold off on that. I do feel like I could use some brown as well. Let's see what else I've got for my clusters here. I think I might work on this big focal point. I think this has got to go on. I just love this. Although, no, it's got to be this one. There were no refills for this one, Amy? Do you usually make yours into cards? I find if I make them into cards, because I make so many cards for classes and different events and things, that I don't end up using them. I end up with so many cards, so I prefer to use them for scrapbooking. Oh, this guy's a little fragile. You want to be careful when you peel these guys up. Oh, am I going blurry? All my family, that's the thing with doing them on Sunday afternoons, is I've got my husband home, my son's home, my daughter, I think she just came home. So if everybody's using the Wi-Fi, then I find that I don't always get the best reception. So hopefully we can pull it off so that it's not too blurry for too long. Okay, so let's add that on here. That's gonna cover up most of my little flowers. Do I wanna add some more? No, we'll leave it. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. Because this is a sticker and it's a little bit more detailed, I'm just gonna stick it flat. You could pop it up if you wanted to take the time. Okay, and then I'm gonna add probably at least 2, maybe 3 of these flowers. Okay, we'll do that one. And this one, I think I want to do a little bit of yellow popped in behind there. I have these yellow, although am I going to end up covering most of it over? I probably will. Ah, but I have this yellow twine from a past kit, or not twine, ribbon. Let's use it up. Let's see, maybe I could tie a bow and add a bow and that would bring in that yellow. Actually, I think this is Mango Melody, if I remember correctly from the kit that it came in. But that's okay. We'll call it Crushed Curry for this project. It's not a very long piece to tie a bow with here. So is there anybody that is still on holidays, or has most everybody gone back to work already? Yeah, that might be a nice way to pull in that yellow. Yay, and I used up that spool of ribbon. Okay. I'll add some old olive leaves in there. All right. Okay. I still might use some of those elements. Let's de-stick these. Just kind of tuck them in for now. You go back tomorrow. Did you have since Christmas off, Shauna? I'm thinking kind of like that. I'll straighten that up when I decide to stick it down. Okay, what else have we got here? Just looking at my little embellishments that I've pulled out. Okay, I think I am going to stamp that Love You Lots now, and I'm going to do it on one of these. I'm going to grab my espresso. Oh, that was a nice break then. All right, I apologize if my head's in the way. I just need to get right over top to make sure it's straight. Okay, so Love You Lots. Sheila says Brian finally went back to work so she can now get crafting done. I find my husband, he enjoys watching sports so much. and I do not. I am not a sports fan at all. I just find I apologize if there's any sports fans, but I just think it's a waste of time. So whenever that he's watching sports, I feel like I'm okay to come downstairs and craft. So, okay, do I want to do that, or do I want to put it up top? I could do another flower up top, or I could do it at the bottom. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I think it might have to go down here. Thinking maybe like that. Okay, what else? Got some stickers with Old Olive. There's these little pretty, like a dandelion fluff things. I don't know how well they show up on the white. This is really pretty too. This little wreath thing. Could maybe put that, tuck that underneath there. That might get covered over. We'll hold off on that. Let's see what else we got. Oh yes, there were these things that I pulled out. Okay, I need to work on this little cluster up here. I really want to use this love. Okay, should we add oh, we've got these little flowers. I can add these little flowers in here. That'd be nice, kind of scattered around. Okay, I'm not pushing them down yet because I'm not 100% sure that that's where I want to keep them. So I'm just kind of, let's see, maybe here. Yeah, I like that better. I've got those gold sequins that come in the kit as well. Let's add a third flower to our cluster up here. Shauna agrees with me, sports are boring. The only time I enjoy watching sports are if my kids are playing. Okay, so this will give us the opportunity to pull in that Old Olive color up here. Oh, where do I want it? I feel like it needs to be down here more. Okay. All right. So this is going to stay down there. So I'm going to stick this on. And I want it so it overlaps that, because I don't want there to be a space in between. And maybe if I tuck that under like that, I like it better. And it doesn't feel like it's so, no, I like just one there. Okay. Sheila says she had all the kids and grandkids Christmas Day and then their eldest grandson for 4 days between Christmas and New Year's. He's gone so much, you feel like you should spend time yeah, exactly. You want to spend as much time as you can with them, right? Especially if you don't see them very often. Okay, so let's just stick that back on there for now. Okay, so now I'm going to commit to, I like this cluster. I like this cluster, so I'm going to commit to this. So I'm going to stick my big flowers on first, and then I'll decide on the positioning of my leaves. So I'll just move these out of the way for now. at, actually, or should I do it more so it's facing in to the photo? Trying to be careful not to rip here. Yeah, I like it better like this. Okay, so stick those down like that, and then we'll tuck in, that will go right there. I'll tuck in my little leaves. I'll have one here and kind of curl it up. Another one right beside it, just like that. And then maybe another one down here. And then, I guess I should reposition this then. I think this needs a third one. It needs 3. It's not big enough. Okay. I gotta pull out another sheet here. Thankfully, there's lots of sheets of these stickers in here. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to add one dimensional just to the bottom so that it sits kind of nicely on top of these. There, I like that better. Do that there. Now I don't know if I like the, no, I don't like that there now. Okay, doesn't need it. All right. Okay, and then let's do this one. I have to decide on a title. Does anybody have any good ideas for a title? That's one of the areas that I struggle with, is coming up with creative titles. So for those of you who are just joining in, I am working with the December 2019 what's the kit called? Something for Everything Paper Pumpkin kit. And I'm just creating a layout with it. So I've used all these patterns, apart from this one and this one here. They're all from the card bases. The stickers are from the kit. This is from the kit. The stamp set's from the kit. I did throw in a doily. The gold bits are all from the kit. So lots and lots of pieces that I've pulled in from the kit. Okay, since I'm not using this yellow bow, oh, I do like it there. Okay, let's put it there. Because those of you who know me, you know that every project, pretty much every project, needs to have either ribbon or twine. That looks cute. I like that. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we've got. We've got these, I've got these little things. These would be nice. I'm not quite sure how. They are a little bit bigger. I'm not sure how I would incorporate those in there. Let's pass on those. But we can definitely add some gold accents in here. So I really didn't use a whole lot other than what was in the kit, apart from that little piece of ribbon and the doily. Everything else, and some DSP, everything else came from the kit. There really was a lot of variety this time. Okay, so I want to do kind of a splattering of, do I want to add them to the center? Let's do that. Looks like there's 3 different sizes. That just adds another element of sparkle to the layout. There we go. All right, the think the only other thing that it needs, well, apart from a title, what are the yellow strips at the top and bottom? Amy, those are from this patterned paper. Let me reach it. So this patterned paper from the, somebody help me out. Anybody remember what it's called? I've got the name right here. It is from Follow Your Art, DSP pack. Okay, so I think the only thing that it needs, and this is just because I love to do this and I love to make a mess, is it needs some gold splatter. And then I will consider a title, although I do have this and it's quite large, so it doesn't necessarily need a title. I could add a little bit of journaling here if I wanted to. But I am going to use some gold. Now I'm using Heidi Shine or Color Shine in gold, which isn't available anymore. It's by Heidi Swapp. But if you have gold, the gold ink refill that we used to carry, or if you have gold shimmer paint, you could use that with a wet paint brush. I'm just making sure that I've got everything out of the way because this just, it makes a bit of a mess. Put some paper down and then grab a smaller piece so I can cover my photo. Hey Shirley. I'm just finishing up a layout using this much paper pumpkin kit. So here it is here. And I was saying at the beginning of the video that I will be creating 2 more layouts. So a facing page layout, and the next one will be, I'll try to make it a little bit more masculine. So maybe not so many flowers because it's going to be a picture of Ethan. And then I'm also going to do a title page with this kit as well. Okay, let me get my iPad out of the way so I don't splatter the screen on that. So you can mist this. I have never used it as a mist. I just splatter it like this. And I just love the look that splatters give. I don't know, I think everybody goes through a phase in their crafting, and that just seems to be a phase that I'm going through, although it's been here for a while. Maybe I'll add just another little bit. No, I'm gonna leave it like that. I was gonna add a little bit more around this cluster, but I kind of did it like this rather than around the clusters, so I'll leave it as is. All right, I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So what do you guys think? Anybody come up with a creative title for me? Okay, so I think that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Kayla. And I will, if I decide to add a title, I will definitely post a photo with the title on my blog and on Facebook so that you guys can see it. And once I have the other layouts complete, I will post photos of those as well. All right, so thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful Sunday afternoon, and I will see you again soon. Take care.